That's
All right. And so Instagram model slash reality TV star slash whatever else that she's known for.
mm-mm.
Draya Michele is making her rounds on the internet. She's going semi-viral this week because of her alleged relationship with Jalen Green, NBA player. I'm not going to call him a star. He's not well known enough to be a star, I don't think. I don't think if you don't follow the NBA, I don't think casuals know who Jalen Green is. I think Jalen Green is still at the point where you have to follow the NBA to know who he is. But be that as it may, he was what, a number 2 overall pick a couple years ago, something like this. Highly touted prospect. He is 21 years old, and he is on the tips of people's tongues because he is rumored to be in a relationship with Draya Michele, who is this insta thought. And the reason why people are talking about this is she is 39 years old and he is 21 years old. And
Man.
it is being speculated that she may be pregnant with his kid. So we'll go ahead and share
Hmm.
this article real quick because some people are sounding off against Dre Michelle. They're calling her a predator. So
Wow.
this says Dre, yeah, yeah. So this says Dre Michelle labeled a predator over Jalen Green pregnancy rumors. Basketball Wives and Real Housewives alum Draya Michele is facing predator accusations after rumors that she was pregnant emerged online. Michelle is reportedly dating young Rocket star Jalen Green. For many social media users, the age gap is unacceptable, especially given that Michelle's eldest child is around the same age as Green. However, at this time, both their relationship and Michelle's pregnancy are just rumors and speculation. Michelle recently celebrating her 39th birthday. I think that's a typo. I think they meant to say celebrated. Despite the hate Michelle was getting, many other users lamented the invasive nature of celebrity rumor culture. In 2024, let's normalize not being invested in what's going on in strangers' uteruses. One person wrote in response to the Jasmine Brands report. So what if she's pregnant by her boyfriend? God is good. 39 and carrying a healthy baby is blessing. Another added, I'm sorry, but y'all can't make everybody infantile. That man is 21 in a national sports league. You got to be grown at some point. Now, if it was somebody brawny aged, then sure, but this man fully grown. Please get a grip, argued a third. However, part of the outrage beyond the age gap is Green's apparent immaturity. In early 2023, a video went viral showing Green roughhousing with former teammate Josh Christopher. The clip, the short clip showed Christopher pinned below Green with his legs spread in the air. Green, situated between Christopher's legs, vigorously thrusted in a simulation of a sex act for a few seconds before rolling off Christopher. Both players are seen laughing as the video ends.
Oh, okay.
Um, yes, that was something that was talked about a lot because it was extremely suspect. But I'm sure the liberals defended it as nothing wrong here. Um, so here is a clip of Drea Michelle at a recent Houston Rockets game. And this was the clip that fueled speculation that she may be pregnant with Jalen Green's kid.
Yeah, that's
All right,
it.
so
Yeah, that's
yeah, so
good. That's how I look. Yeah, that's how I look.
yeah, very short clip there, but yeah, she was filmed after a Rockets game, and she does look pregnant. She does look pregnant. So, but yeah, so people are talking about the age gap between them two. He's 21, she's 39, and people are like, that's kind of predacious. Do you agree or do you disagree? You think that she's a predator? What do you make of this situation?
Uh, I don't. I don't think so. So I mean, yeah and no. Overall, no. In the hardcore sense of the word, being a predator, no, she's not. Um, I was surprised though, to be honest, because you really don't hear the inverse of this. Because we typically hear that the men are called predators when they're dating a woman that's significantly younger. Uh, you don't really hear the inverse, although it happens. Women do that, but you don't really hear much. So I was surprised to hear that, she's catching some flack, but I agree with the people that were kind of like siding with her or just basically saying like it's not that big of a deal. Cuz when I was looking at her IG page, um and I'm thinking about 21 little Jalen, baby Jalen 21. And I'm putting myself in this young man's shoes at 21. And I'm like, this boy know what he doing. He know what's going on here. You can't look at these pictures and not know what's going on. So, bro, want that like that. Now, does he want it like this? Marriage, family, and all that. Nah, he probably don't want that, but he's damn sure trying to hit it for real. So I don't put that on. I don't put nothing on him for that. Somebody can call me crazy because when I was 21, 18, 19, I'm at work. And yeah, it's a little 36-year-old, 37-year-old, whatever. I'm in there whoop de whooping. I'm shooting shots. I'm not trying to wife her up. But you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to live my life. So little Jalen, he got the bag. Yeah, he's in the NBA. He can do whatever he wants, and he want to size up like that. So my problem, the thing is with this though, this falls into the bucket of all the other stuff that we talk about with these athletes who get got. Because if she is pregnant, yeah, she got him. Now it's getting pregnant the predatory act, but at some point, this guy was signing on a dotted line enough for it to go, hey man, this guy he wanted this in so many ways. He asked for it, you know. And running up in that raw, bro, X amount of times because it wasn't the first time. So it just happened when he's playing around with it. Now, these guys really know what they're in for at 21? No. And that's the part about it that could come off as predatory, but this guy's not thinking like that. He's a young man. He feels like he grown. Hell, bro. I remember when I was like 17, bro. People couldn't tell me shit. I was a grown ass man at 17. So, like the people said in the comment section, if this was Bronny, maybe. But this guy's been in the league for like three years now. It's probably just like his fourth year. And he's 21 years old, probably on his way to 22. Like this, he's a grown ass man. So nah, man, I can't really feel sorry for him because in order for there to be like some real predatory stuff, there has to be a victim. And I don't really see a Jalen as a victim here. So I wouldn't technically call her a predator, although one would argue that she's playing the long ball game of trying to mess with his head enough so she can be the woman who's at least baby mama one or whatever, so she can have a life sustaining check, you know. And he may not have seen that angle, which makes it predatory from that degree. But from the overall sense, nah, this guy knew what he was doing. So, what are your thoughts, man? Do you feel as though Miss Draya is being a predator? Really?
Uh, well, you first of all, you know me. I don't give people the grace of the age card. We've talked about that on this
Mm-hmm.
channel before. You are more likely than I am to give a guy grace on account of his age. So I don't give a damn if he's 21 or not. There are plenty of examples and case studies of past situations that you can point towards in terms of how you can better maneuver situations
Mm-hmm.
like this. And
Mm-hmm.
if despite all of that evidence, you are still volunteering to sign up for this, then that's on you, bro. I don't give
Yeah.
these guys the age card. You
Yeah.
making millions of dollars, you a professional athlete. Um, you know that your options are limitless. And so whatever happens to you is what happens to you. That's on you. You have to take responsibility for that. So I don't give the age card out. So I don't care the fact that he's 21. In terms of her and this notion of her being a predator, no, I don't agree with that. I don't think that it is okay to classify her as predatory.
Yeah, this is true.
However, this is not about them. See, the reason why we need to make sure that we need to make sure that we are keeping the same energy. So if, because and you alluded to this when you gave your remarks, if a guy is 39 and a girl is 21, if a guy is 39 and a woman is 21, and we look at that as suspect, we say that that's too big of a gap. Why is this dude getting with this girl and she's so young? You can't get women closer to your own age. Why you got to be with a 21-year-old? Why can't you
Uh,
get with a girl who's, at least late mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s? If we're going to criticize a man for age gap dating to that degree, then yeah, give her smoke too. That's what
right,
I say. So
right,
give her smoke too. So if a guy is being predatory because he's 39 and dating a woman who's 21, then give a woman smoke for being 39 and dating a guy who's 21.
correct, correct,
So under those parameters, I'm completely cool with the smoke.
correct,
I'm
correct,
completely good with it. And
correct.
once see, and the reason why I like this, the reason why I do like the relatively small degree of smoke she is getting, has nothing to do with her. It has nothing to do with her. And it has to do with the way we perceive these types of situations.
Right,
And I go back to this bullshit Me Too thing, which ruins society, or it's one of the things that ruins society. What One of the offshoots of the Me Too movement was the perpetuation of this notion that men are by nature inherently predatory. That was one of the offshoots of that movement, was the perpetuation of the idea that it is intrinsically in a man's nature to be a predator. So women can't be predators. Only men can be predators because it's in a man's nature to be a predator. Women can never be predators. That was one of the offshoots of that. And the reason why it was so convenient for these champions of the Me Too movement to make that claim was because all of the case studies were men being predators. It was Harvey Weinstein, it was Kevin Spacey, it was all of these other people. You look at now, we got a situation going on with Vince McMahon. You got you
that's a
got
crazy
Diddy,
story.
right? You got Diddy Puff, right? You got Diddy Puff, you got Jeffrey Epstein. So
Mhm.
all of these people, all of the case studies for predatory behavior sexually was men being predacious. So it was easy to cultivate the narrative that it is in a man's nature to be a predator. It's not. It's not in a man's nature to be a predator. It's in a person who is in a position of power to be a predator. If you put a woman in a position of power into perpetuity, that power is going to corrupt itself at some point. Now, will it manifest itself as sexual deviancy? Maybe not. Maybe corruption manifests itself differently between men and women. I'm willing to entertain that notion. But to suggest that corruption can only be something that affects men is ridiculous. Power corrupts. It's not a gender classification. If men can be deviant, so can women. If power corrupts, then women in power can be corrupted and men in power can be corrupted. So it wasn't that all of these people like Weinstein and Kevin Spacey were predators because they were men. They were predators because they were in positions of power for long enough to feel like they can operate that way with impunity. If you put a woman in that kind of position for long enough, something's going to happen with her too. And the reason why I like smoke getting thrown at Draya Michele isn't because I got issue with her, and it isn't because in a vacuum I believe she is being a predator. But if we're going to believe that a man doing that is a predator, then she's being one too. So you got to have this. You got to throw the same energy out there, and we may not ever see a Me Too movement on the other side where it's a bunch of men coming out talking about how they were abused by women in positions of power. Maybe that'll never happen. Whatever. But the point is, it is not inherently in a man's nature to be a predator. It's not. It's not. If that were the case, then men everywhere would be predators. It's just that is suspect behavior. Those are bad dudes who were put in a position of power for way too long and they were corrupted. That can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody. So, that was one of the problems with that whole situation, and it kind of threw everything off whack. But because all of the case studies were men, it became very easy to make that assertion. But what I like about this is if you throw stones at these dudes for doing that, throw stones at her too. Hey, look, man, I've been there. I was in college in my early 20s. 19, 20, 21 years old, going out to the college parties and the clubs and seeing dudes in their 30s trying to mac on girls in their early 20s, 19, 20, 21. And hell yeah, I used to hate on it because I felt like they were infringing on my territory.
I know
You
it.
know what I'm saying? It's like I'm trying to get these girls, and here you are with your
Uh,
grown ass trying to holler at them too. I'm gonna be a hater. So I've been there. I get it. But if those dudes were being a predator, then you best believe I'm gonna call out old girl over there, 39 years old, trying to get some, young tenderoni dude who's 2021. It's all the same. And you can't suggest anything otherwise to me because you are never going to convince me that it's just inherently in a guy's nature to be a predator. If that's not true, that's a fallacy. You put anybody in a position of power or you give anybody some sort of position of advantage for long enough, it's going to corrupt itself in some kind of way. It's just the way it's going to happen. So I don't know her from a can of paint. She's no different than the rest of these internet thoughts who are famous because they look good and leverage their bodies on the internet. Like that's what she is to me. She is that. And we know how these NBA players love these social media model chicks. We know
Lord.
these dudes cannot help themselves. They cannot help themselves. So this ain't no shock to me that he got with her. But my whole thing is throw the shade her way because on the surface I don't have an issue with the age gap. But where I will holler hypocrisy is if we don't throw that shade her way when we know damn well if this situation was flipped and it was a 39-year-old dude talking to a 21-year-old woman, we would be doing that. So I say call a spade a spade. Either no one is a predator or everyone is a predator.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, and she fits the Brittany Renner type of mold where it's like that type of woman, going towards these athletes as we talked about before, and one would argue that that is predatory, and I probably said it was predatory in previous videos, that type of mindset from these women who really aren't going into these situations looking for love and a husband. They're looking for horny and naive. And the horny and naive is the part where consent couldn't be given in a way. So that's the part about it where I know for sure these fowls are swooping in and swooping in and trying to pick up these ball players. Now, who met who DM'd who first? Who knows? Uh, but he been parading around with this girl for a little minute now, and again, that when I was looking at her images, I was like, nah, bro, just know what time it is when it comes to all that booty meat. And so he just light skinned booty meat. Bro, he own it.
Yeah.
And so that young and horny is the part where judgment and all that other stuff goes out of the window. So that's the part about it that I go, it's a little teetery. I ain't gonna lie. But I think the part that reigns over that, a tier above that, is that this motherfucker knew what's going on. If I said that, I was like, hey, bro, what that? He gonna sit there and give me the rundown of this, that, and that. So nah, he know what's up. And one last thing. Because I do have to scratch the surface of that video that they alluded to, where he had a fellow teammate's legs in the air while he was dry humping him. This guy is, fingernail painted,
Yes.
purses.
Yes.
This guy's he's all the way out there. He's a
Yes.
new person personified. He's a new
Yes.
basketball player personified too. This ain't a basketball conversation, but if you watch him play ball, is he talented? Can he jump out the gym? Absolutely. But can he play basketball? No. So, so just me looking at this young man and just seeing how he moves and what, how things are. I feel like this makes sense. I'm not I'm not feeling sorry for him because I don't think he wants us to feel sorry for him. I think that these guys are loving this stuff.
They yes.
So
Clearly.
So again, so my thing is and the main thing that would make somebody a predator, like predator and a real victim, because Jalen would have to be our victim in this case if she's the predator. But what victim, Hey, bro, hey, last week, hey, when I had a, hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you what she did. Yeah. Nah, that don't look like no victim to me, and that damn sure don't sound like one. So I don't think Jalen is crying somewhere. I think he loves this. And shit, I got her pregnant. Who cares? He still wants to clap it up. He loves what's going on. Um, it just sucks that he just grabbed someone that age. It's like, bro, you could have got a 25-year-old that's busting down like that,
Right.
But
Who's in her prime, exactly.
that's in her
But
prime. And if you want to have kids and stuff, what? So what that mean?
man,
Her.
they ain't thinking
So
about that, bro.
yeah. So what? The brother or a sister of the, you know what I'm saying, or the uncle is the same age as the. I don't know how the hell that shit gonna go, because he's the same age damn near as her own child. So I don't even know how that worked. It gets weird, but he didn't think that far. So
It,
nah, I don't think she's a predator. I think this is just internet lust gone mad.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I don't think he is a predator. I don't think she's a predator, and I don't think he's prey.
Yeah,
But in the social discourse, if we're gonna call a man in that same position a predator, then she is too. That's
by
how I
definition.
see it.
By
That's how I
definition.
see it. Yeah. So my whole thing is either everyone is or no one is. But we know damn well that if it's 21-year-old woman, 39-year-old man, it's all of the comments and opinions about how he should be with a woman who's older than her. So my whole thing is call a spade a spade. Uh, yeah, and I agree it does get weird, but yeah, Jalen Green is a new human.
Yeah,
So new humans do this weird stuff.
yeah.
That's consistent with his personality. I'm not shocked one way or another. And he ain't thinking about kids. These people live in the moment. They're not thinking about
I
that stuff.
know, boy.
He is going to he if he if it turns out that the speculation is real and he got her pregnant, then he'll just be an NBA player star
Yeah,
baby
yeah,
daddy to an
yep,
Instagram model. They're a dime a dozen.
yep,
Those start listen in NBA circles. That is a normal thing.
yep.
See, on the outside, we're looking at that saying, bro, that's kind of disparaging upon your name. But within that microwave environment, within that multiverse,
Mhm.
within that parallel universe, that's a
Correct,
normal thing.
correct,
That's a normal thing. They
correct.
don't, that's very typical. So they just looking at it like whatever, it is what it is. As I said when we discussed Gilbert Arenas, when he was talking about how 90% of NBA players are going to get cheated on. It's like these dudes don't give a shit because at the end of the day, you can find yourself not in that situation no more, and your options are still limitless because of your profile. So you are incentivized to not stop doing what you're doing because there's really no penalty to pay at the end of the day, other than child support, which he gonna be able to maintain that payment with ease given the contract that he's gonna get once he's not on his rookie deal anymore. So it is what it is, man. And she has a penchant for this. She is very much cut from the Brittany Renner mold. I think I actually heard of her before Brittany Renner. That's how far back she goes. And
Mhm.
if she has a kid that's almost Jalen Green's age, then that tells you how far
Hey,
back she goes.
yeah.
And I can remember Jameis Winston. I can remember when Jameis Winston was trying to holler at her years ago, and it went
Amen.
viral because she curved Jameis
Dub.
Winston.
Hey, dub.
She was like I can she was like I'm straight, Jameis. I can do better than you, bro. She curved
Ah,
Jameis Winston. So like I say with all of these situations, I'll just say to Jalen Green, good luck, bro. Um, you know, I hope you have a great agent who can negotiate a max deal for you when you are up for that extension, because those child support payments are going to be hefty if these things are true. Because we both know that they are not going to be together forever.
right,
So who are we kidding here? This is just going to be another instance of NBA player gets Instagram model, fitness model, born star, whatever, influencer, pregnant, and now you are tethered to this individual for 18 years. But in terms of her being a predator, I will say no under the parameters that neither is a man in that exact same situation.
Yep. Hey, at what Publix was that Jameis took the crabs from? Was it
That was
Ocala?
yeah, it was the one on Ocala. Yeah, yeah. Got caught stealing them crab legs. Yeah, he thought it
Yeah.
was sweet. This
Yeah, and
nigga,
apparently it was. Well, it wasn't. Yeah, yeah. Hey
not that
man,
time. It just wasn't that time.
we should have fun story time about those days, bro. I got some tales for you guys, man. Heard a lot of stuff about those dudes. All right, good stuff though.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.